Good morning, friends, and welcome to a Hasty Podcast. You're listening to a Hasty Podcast. I'm your viral TikTok sensation, Weston Hasty. Oh, goodness, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. By a little bit, I should say a lot of bit of an exaggeration. Welcome to a Hasty Podcast, my personal little solo podcast experiment that sometimes occasionally does have guests, but where I just kind of talk about anything and everything that kind of comes to mind and is important to me at the time. This includes talking about video games. This talks about Netflix shows I've been watching. This includes sometimes news that we cover a little bit vaguely, usually far too late for it to be news anymore, but that kind of thing, as well as just random things that happen to me in my life that I think are interesting for some kind of reason, and I made a podcast out of that entire concept, more or less. This is a weird experiment, changes formats semi-regularly, and I just hope that everyone that's listening is along for the ride. If you're listening to this platform, you're listening to it on any of your favorite listening podcasting platforms, of course, on Anchor, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. If you're watching this, you're watching it on YouTube. That's right. I have a video component of this podcast available on YouTube as well. You can look for me anywhere on any of those platforms I mentioned. Just look for a Hasty Podcast and you will find moi, this very podcast that you're listening/watching right now. Today's topic is I'm going to spend 30 minutes, no, it's not the entirety of this podcast, but 30 minutes basically bragging that I have uploaded. I'm going to call it, you can't stop me. It's my show, so you can't stop me. I'm going to call it a viral sensation over on TikTok. I'm going to call it that. It's not true, but I'm going to call it that. Basically, I got TikTok a few years ago. In fact, actually, I can probably look this up. I didn't think about it until just now. I'll go to my TikTok page real quick. Bear with me. I want to, because I founded my TikTok page years ago. When did I post my first TikTok? Because that was when more or less I downloaded the app. So I got the app. It looks like August of 2019. All right. August of 2019, and I posted a TikTok just because I wanted to play around with the app. I wanted to see what it felt like to record and upload to TikTok. I wanted to just see what that experience was like. So that was in 2019. I did end up posting a second video later, I think in October or something like that. Yeah, in October. So I posted two videos in 2019. I screwed around on TikTok a little bit, put it away, didn't really open up TikTok ever again, because I didn't really care for it. It wasn't really my thing. So it's 2021 now. God, I am so orange. If you're watching this on YouTube, I apologize to everyone. I am so orange right now. I don't know what's happening to my lighting. Anyway, where was I? It's 2021 right now. It is March, still March as of me recording this. It should still be March when you hear this, but who knows? It is March at the time of me recording this of 2021. And I've been listening to, here just lately, I've been talking to Alex when I had Alex on here as a guest. That's Alex Duquette from Alex Duquette Music over on YouTube, a buddy of mine. I had him on a guest a few weeks ago, and we talked about a bunch of things, but one of them was TikTok a little bit, and I was floored, downright floored. I was shocked. I was absolutely shaken to my core to find out that the man had thousands of followers on TikTok, and he was posting to TikTok. I didn't know that was the thing he was doing, because I'm not on TikTok. I'd never asked. I didn't think about it. I didn't know he was on YouTube. Thousands of followers. I'm like, oh, hey, that's really good for you. That's really impressive, and I'm very excited for you. The reason that caught my attention was that because I know Alex's YouTube exploits. I know what he does on YouTube, and I know what his like sort of viewership and subscribers and blah 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 on YouTube is. And TikTok sounded to me like he was exploding and blowing up and becoming a little bit more popular a bit more quickly on TikTok. And I was very happy to hear that, and it got my gears turning. Okay, so I hear that, and of course I'm jealous, right? I'm jealous. I'm here grinding away on the YouTube train, sometimes the Twitch train, whatever. I'm doing my thing, completely ignoring this app that my buddy is apparently super famous for. He's not, what was it, like 6,000 followers? I don't think that's considered famous in TikTok terms. But needless to say, I was jealous, okay? Needless to say, I was jealous. I was a little jealous. I'm like, I've been doing this thing over here. Meanwhile, you're over there doing this secret thing, and I want in. I want in. So that got my gears turning a little bit. I didn't jump on it right away. Like I say, I interviewed him on the podcast a while ago. I didn't jump on the TikTok train right away. I thought I would. I had some ideas. I didn't get around to it. I dragged my feet. I didn't jump on it. Well, I've been doing a little bit of research, and I've been hearing a little bit of this and a little bit of that on YouTube and watching videos and just trying to, like, constantly, I'm always on the search for bettering the content that I make, the stuff that I make, and how to get it out to more people, and figuring out what exactly it is that I like to make. Because I like editing videos, and I like kind of like creating entertainment, and I'm always on the lookout for ways to better myself. And over time, I've been hearing about this or that TikToker doing this or that thing, and every now and again, like a TikTok compilation shows up on my YouTube or something, and I just finally, a few days ago, all right, this is all a build-up just to say that a few days ago, I said, darn it, I'm doing it. I'm getting on TikTok. I signed into my TikTok on my browser. I got it downloaded on my app. I got the app downloaded on my phone. I did both. I checked out both. I watched some TikToks. I familiarized myself with the site and app once again, just so I knew what it looked like. I had to figure out how to get signed in and everything, but we got there. I went and followed my buddy Alex, because apparently I wasn't following him. So that was a thing. Did that, and I thought about it. I'm like, what should I upload? And I instantly had it. I had the idea. I knew exactly what I wanted to upload. It was the first thing that came to my mind that I was like, yes, I know this is hilarious, because people told me it was hilarious when I streamed it. I went to this stream that I did a while ago. I think it was on March 1st or February 28th. It was one of those two. It was like right at the end of February, right at the beginning of March. I did this stream called A Date with Mo. It was this sort of, I don't want to say celebration stream, but it was like a reward stream for my viewers. That makes it sound a little narcissistic, but it was a reward stream because I posed a goal for my subscribers on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Magic Man Mo, at youtube.com/Magic Man Mo. I proposed to them that if we could reach a certain number of members on that channel by the end of the month, I would do a very special A Date with Mo stream. And I have a few more ideas for goals and stuff, but February, Valentine's Day, I'm like, okay, it'll be like a date. I'll go on a date with my viewers in my stream. So that's what I proposed. And we reached it. We did it. We did the thing. We got to my membership goal, the milestone that I wanted to reach for the end of the month. And so I prepared and got ready, and I made that stream, and we had a Date with Mo stream where we did a number of things. I set up a whole thing. You should totally go check it out. Go to YouTube, type in A Date with Mo on YouTube. You should find it. I just recommend you watch it or part of it, because that's going to be the best way you experience that stream, better than I can explain it to you. But suffice it to say, I treated chat as if they were a person that I was taking out on a date. I picked them up at their house. We went to dinner, and we went to the theater later to see what I said, to watch a movie. We watched YouTube clips and that kind of thing. I took them out on a walk, and then I took my chat back home, and that was the date, right? It was very special. It went on for a couple hours, 2-3 hour stream, something like that. Suffice it to say, one of the highlights of that stream that people commented on the most and seemed to enjoy the most, I think, is during the theater, the cinema, as I called it during the stream, during the cinema section, the cinema portion, where we were watching YouTube videos and reacting to them. It turned basically into a reaction stream there for a little bit, for half an hour or so. I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was something that chat shared with me. It was like Lord of the Rings, but it was like chopped up, and they made like a little mini comedy music video out of it. It was some short little video. I don't remember what it was called, but I was watching that because chat suggested it to me, and I watched it. And at the end of it, when YouTube, ends its video, you see that sort of grid of other suggested videos you can watch, like on the player. On the player, you have that grid of suggested videos, right? And smack in the middle of that grid was the stream I was doing, A Date with Mo. Smack in the middle of the grid. And I'm like, I'm streaming that right now. And I saw my opportunity, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's me. And I clicked on it, and hilarity ensued. It was a good time. There was this bit of me watching my own stream that went on. We did this bit for like 6 minutes, literally for like 6 minutes or something like that, of me watching my own stream and reacting to me reacting to me reacting to me. And that hole just kept getting deeper and deeper. And people loved it. People ate that up. I had a good time. Chat had a good time. We all had a good time. I was like, that's going to be it. That's going to be the first thing that I TikTok upload to sort of kickstart my new TikTok career. Not that I was planning on doing a career, but I thought, okay, as a first clip to upload, maybe start doing TikToks weekly or something like that, uploading something. That's a good start. That's a great start for a hilarious video. So I got that 6-minute section, that segment, and I put it into my editor. I put it into my Adobe, open up Premiere, and I started editing it down. And I just started working kind of from the beginning and working my way to the end, just trying to edit. Because I knew TikTok, you could only have up to a minute of content. So I needed to make sure that I wasn't wasting any time between any second. I didn't want to waste a single second in this video. And I was like, I can get a minute worth of content out of this. I'm going to try to get as close to a minute upload as possible. I didn't do that. I failed. But that's because I ran out of time. I spent so much time editing this video for TikTok, which I definitely recommend you go check out. I haven't mentioned, my TikTok is Weston Hasty. I'll have it linked somewhere, hopefully. Weston Hasty. Look it up at Weston Hasty. All right. And I ran out of time. I spent so much time editing this video because I didn't know what I wanted to do with the format of the video for TikTok. Because in TikTok, it's supposed to be portrait mode, right? It's supposed to be portrait mode. It's something like 9:16 resolution. Or not resolution, aspect ratio. Instead of 16:9, which you're usually used to seeing on YouTube. When I did my stream, it was in 16:9, not widescreen, but it's wider than it is tall. That is not the case on TikTok. It's taller than it is wide. So I started screwing around with do I want to somehow turn my stream footage into a portrait mode? Do I edit it around like that? Do I squish things? Do I stretch things? And it took me an hour and a half or 2 hours to edit this, what turned it into a 31-second video. It took me way too long to edit this video, but it's mostly because I didn't know how I wanted to deliver it to TikTok, and I was doing a little bit of TikTok research and trying to look up, see what different TikTok videos look like, and I found some TikTok videos that were uploaded in 16:9. They just don't utilize the entirety of the height, basically, so it's not as big on screen, but it maintains its aspect ratio. So I was looking at that. I found some TikToks that did that, and I thought to myself, well, it looks like TikTok will let you upload in 16:9. My footage is in 16:9, and I can't currently figure out a way to make my 16:9 footage look good in 9:16. So I'll screw it. I've spent too much time working on this. I'm just going to upload in 16:9, and I proceeded to edit the video like I normally would, basically. And I was running out of time because I had a stream planned for that night that I was editing this video, and I had other stuff I needed to do before the stream. So I got to the point where I was about 30 seconds in, and I'm like, okay, I didn't make a minute-long video, but no one's going to watch this video. It's in 16:9. I don't know if that's popular. I don't know if that's successful on TikTok, but also, again, no one's going to see it, so who cares? So I wrapped it up. I love the way I ended the 31-second clip. The way I ended it, the way it began and ended, I love it. I have never been more proud of 31 seconds of edited content that I've made. I think that's the proudest 31-second long content I've ever made. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. But again, I was like, no one's gonna watch it. I'm done with it. Render it, upload it. I'm done with it. All right, and I did that, and oh boy, was I not prepared for what would happen. Like I said, I had a stream later. I streamed. I did my thing. By the end of the night, I decided to check in on my TikTok. I had some notifications that there were some likes and follows, and I was very surprised to see that because I was truly expecting no one to see it. I figured it would probably have 5 or 10 views from my own views, because once it was uploaded, I did watch my own TikTok a few times and just make sure everything was uploaded correctly or looked okay or whatever. I watched it myself a handful of times. So I was like, that's all I'm expecting. 5, 10 views, whatever. No. A few hundred views. I don't remember exactly because it's been a few days now. A few hundred views in, I was like, oh, well, that got some attention. That's pretty exciting. And like I said, I got some likes on it, and I got a handful of followers. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. My buddy Alex saw it, and he texted me like, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I don't remember what the text is exactly. Where's my phone at? Oh, my phone is charging. I would look up the text, but I don't have my phone on me. He texts me, this is hilarious. And I'm like, well, thank you. I didn't expect anyone to watch it. I go to bed. I wake up, I check it in the morning. It's got like 20,000 views. And like, what? I'm like, what? What? I lost it. All right. I lost it. It had like 20,000 views. By the end of the day, it was like at 40,000. And as we are speaking now, a couple days later, it's sitting at 78,000 views and a half, 17,500 likes, and I've gained over 770 followers on TikTok from this one video that I didn't have enough time to do the full minute with, that I just said, screw it, upload it. I expected no one to watch it, and it has 78,000 views. So that's why I said I'm going to spend 30 minutes bragging about my TikTok, is because I have to tell somebody. I have to tell somebody about this. And if you're listening to my podcast right now, you're the unfortunate soul that gets to hear me talk about this. I don't understand. I don't understand how it reached so many people. Before I uploaded this video, I did have 8 followers. A couple of them were my friends. A couple of them were people that were from my YouTube channel. I had mentioned I had a TikTok, and they found me, and they followed me. So I had like 8 followers from a couple of friends and a couple of random YouTube subscribers that found my TikTok. But I wasn't uploading. So I had 8 followers on TikTok. I figured no one's going to see this. Why would anyone see this? The title is, what is the title of this TikTok? Can I look it up? It's, hey, look, he's watching me. There's no hashtags. There's no ats. You can't add a description to your TikTok. It's just the title. Hey, look, he's watching me is the title. Nothing fancy. I didn't leave a comment on my own TikTok. I didn't do anything that in my eyes, could give TikTok any level of metadata to use to suggest this video to anyone else. And like I say, this is technically my 3rd TikTok video I ever made. I did make 2 others back in 2019, and they have way more views than I expected they should have. But that's what I was expecting. Like, one video's got 100 views, one of them's got like 400 views. And I figured, well, that's just from people somehow coming across it over the course of 2 years. I don't know. And of course, duplicate views. One person could watch it 10 times. And, I had no idea. I had no expectations, right? But it's not like those videos were good, right? So I don't have a lot of metadata here. I did not expect for any reason for this video to be any better than those 2 videos, especially in the course of a couple of days. So it got me to thinking. One, first and foremost, I have to make more TikToks. This could have been a fluke. This could have been absolutely a fluke that I will never, ever replicate ever again. It could be, but there's only one way to find out. I got to make more TikToks. So I plan on making more TikToks. So follow me at Weston Hasty on TikTok. All right, that's the first thing. That's the first thing that got me thinking. Second thing I got to thinking, why? And I was thinking it all along, but why? Why did it reach such an audience? Wow, I just lisped all over the place. Why did it reach such an audience so quickly and so widely? How is that possible? Like I say, I do YouTube, I do Twitch, I spend a lot of time on Twitter, all right? And I started looking up some numbers here. This might be interesting to you. I don't really have a conclusion, but I wanted to just give you these numbers and give you my thoughts about how content is made on the internet, or specifically how content is received on the internet, how people consume content, how people consume their entertainment on the internet, between like videos, social media, etc. So I started looking this up. I was curious. I thought to myself, okay, how many active monthly users does TikTok have? And all of the numbers I'm going to give you are just from the first thing I saw when I Google searched this information. So it could be different. I'm not going to cite any sources. You can do that yourself. It's just literally the first line that Google gave me. I'm just reading that. Here we go. Monthly active TikTok users. 689 million monthly active users worldwide. I didn't ask for it. I didn't try to specify, like, specifically what country or whatever. I know, like, TikTok, I think, is banned in some places. It almost got banned here in the States. I don't know. I don't know if there's region locking where some people can't watch things from different regions. I don't know if any of that's happening or not. I just did a Google search. 689 million active users. And I thought to myself, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. That's actually more than I was expecting. I knew TikTok was big, but I just didn't think 689 active monthly users big, all right? That's really big. So I was like, okay, YouTube I'm certain is bigger, but how big is YouTube? And I looked it up. YouTube has 2 billion logged in active monthly users. The quote I see is more than, but it doesn't get any more specific. It just says 2 billion. 2 billion with a B. That doesn't surprise me that much. That does not surprise me that much. It is the world's premier video sharing platform. And I thought to myself, okay, it's about what I expected. What's Twitch? What's Twitch? I'm coming to a point with this, don't worry. What's Twitch's active monthly? This one surprised me a little bit. Twitch's active monthly users is only 140 million users. 140 million is a lot of people. But hold on. TikTok, I'm not doing the math, but it's like 4 to 5 times larger than Twitch is in active monthly users. And that got me to thinking a little bit, okay, one of my biggest issues I've ever had with Twitch, and I've complained about this lightly to other people. I'm not a big Twitch person. I don't talk about Twitch a lot. But my biggest issue, the biggest issue I have with Twitch is that you just cannot be discovered on it. You can't. You just can't be discovered on Twitch. It doesn't show your streams to anybody. Twitch doesn't care unless you're already big, unless you're already huge somehow, like you just grew up with the platform if you were an early adopter, or somehow you had some other following that you brought with you to Twitch. Like if you were a big YouTuber for something, probably making videos, not streaming, and then you moved to Twitch, those people might follow you and give you a huge boost on Twitch, and that's what gets you to where you are. So either you're big somewhere else and come to Twitch, that's how you got big, or you grew up with the platform and you got big on Twitch that way. There are exceptions. They're the exceptions in my mind. Discoverability on Twitch is nil. If you're small, your stream doesn't get shared to anybody. It has so much more data, though, than TikTok. What does Twitch have? It knows what game you're playing. It knows your title. It knows all your user information you've plugged into Twitch, including things that you've put down in your banner section below. It has all that data. Also, you stream for hours at a time for Twitch to take information from the way you speak, things you talk about, your content. There's so much more data, right? You can even tag. You can tag your streams with specific tags. There's so much more metadata for Twitch to use to get your content in front of people that might be interested in it. Not as much data as YouTube has. I've talked about this before on a podcast, I'm pretty sure. But YouTube has significantly more data to use, all right? YouTube has so much more data. You have descriptions. You have a lot more metadata going on. They collect a lot more information, and they use that information to get your videos and streams in front of as many people as it can that they think will make your video or stream or whatever successful. When you're smaller, that's not as many people. When you're bigger, it's a lot more people, but it has a lot more data to work off of. But again, the least data coming from TikTok. What did I have when I uploaded my video, my 31-second video? It was 31 seconds. That's not a lot of time to collect data. And if you watch that video, it's a lot of that data in the video is just me saying, hey, look, he's watching me. There's not a lot of information in that video to give TikTok any idea what kind of video I made. Also, there's no description. It only has a title. I didn't have hashtags. It is a short title. It doesn't have any keywords in it like gaming or vlogging or some celebrity's name. No clickbait stuff. There's not a lot to go by. And the thing that blew me out of the water is that how quickly it got picked up and got discovered. Now, I'm not going to say that this happens every time. We're talking about a very small anecdotal case here where I uploaded one video that got really big. But what this does tell me is that whether your video explodes or not, TikTok has the tools to promote your content. Twitch doesn't. I've been doing Twitch for a lot longer, and it does not show up to other people unless they specifically look for you. TikTok actually puts your stuff out in front of other people to get you discovered. YouTube, 2 billion users. I have not ever had a video blow up as fast as that one TikTok video did. For the 8 to 9 years I've been on YouTube making videos, I guess it's 9 years, almost 9 years making videos on YouTube, nothing has exploded that quickly. I have had a big explosion on 1 or 2 videos on YouTube, but that came from sources outside of YouTube promoting 1 or 2 of my videos. That was some of the stuff that I've done with Inca Games before, which is a South American indie games company. I've played a lot of their games before. We now have actually a really nice relationship between the two of us. So much so that they featured me in one of their games and linked to my YouTube channel and a video or 2 of mine that I've done for them. So excluding the videos that I got blown up on YouTube for because of my relationship with Inca Games, excluding those because that audience came from outside of YouTube. I've never had a YouTube video that just blew up that fast and that quickly and that largely on YouTube from just YouTube itself. No outside influence that I could detect. TikTok, I had no outside influence for this video. Did it by itself. That's really impressive. That tells me that TikTok has an insane discoverability algorithm. Also, it's short. People are coming to TikTok. This is where I started thinking a little bit more deeply. What does TikTok do differently from social media platforms, not just video sharing platforms like YouTube or streaming platforms like Twitch? What does it do differently from a social media point of view? What is Twitter's active monthly users? I looked it up, 353 million people. It's about half the size as TikTok. I've been on Twitter for a long time, and I do not get discovered like I do on TikTok. I can't get people to like or retweet my stuff, period. I have like 6,000 plus followers on Twitter because I played the Twitter game years ago. It's kind of like the follow for follow stuff. It sounds really skeezy, but like it was the Twitter game years ago. I've met many cool people in the way that I used Twitter back then. So like I have some regrets, but also not really. Twitter was a different beast. You could do things a little bit weirdly years ago in terms of the Twitter algorithm. That might be a story for another day about how I once upon a time tried to manipulate the Twitter algorithm. Not to a great deal of success. But point being that I do have a large followership, technically, on Twitter. But Twitter doesn't care to share my tweets to that following. And anybody that uses Twitter a lot, you'll know that like unless you're in the chronological mode where you just see tweets in the order that they're posted, if you're in their algorithm mode, you know that Twitter only shows you a handful of the same people that you follow over and over and over again, the people that they specifically know you have had the most engagement with. But that creates a feedback loop, because if Twitter only promotes those people, then those are the people you continue to only get the most engagement with, and it just feedback loops, and you see the same dozen people over and over and over again. So despite having technically a larger following on Twitter, my stuff isn't shown to people, and I know that because I can look up the impressions of any of my tweets, and they can be as low as 20 or so, 50 or so impressions when I have a following of over 6,000 followers. Also, that's just my followers. My stuff doesn't get shown to anyone else outside of my following. And part of that is because it needs likes and retweets to get shown to people outside my following, unless people search for a tweet somehow. And no one likes and retweets my tweets because no one sees them. So Twitter has a garbage discoverability algorithm. It is so bad. It is so bad. Twitch, so bad. YouTube, kind of mysterious. TikTok, amazing. Facebook, if you're curious, I'll just give you some of these numbers. I don't know a lot about Facebook and Instagram, but just to give you their numbers and you can play with that. Facebook has 2.8 billion monthly users, so I would expect it to operate a lot like YouTube. It also has a lot of data, so I would expect it to operate a lot like YouTube, but I don't know what public Facebook profiles look like. I don't do that, so I'm not sure. Instagram active users, I didn't know this. Over 1 billion monthly active users on Instagram, so that's huge. So I might be playing around with Instagram TV, like IGTV or something. I might do one of those for giggles and see what happens. But Instagram, again, I don't know a lot about that. But you can use those numbers and think about it a little bit. Instagram, Facebook technically have more people using their platform. But what I will say is that not as many people use those platforms with the expectation of watching videos, especially with audio. TikTok comes loaded with users that are prepared to watch short form content with the volume turned on, which is something you don't get from Twitter. If you share a video on Twitter, there's a large likelihood it will get ignored because no one's listening to it. They look at it. If it doesn't immediately visually interest them, they move on. Anytime I've shared videos on Twitter, they've bombed. No one has ever cared. No one's ever cared. TikTok, people come already interested in watching that. So I think TikTok presents a tremendous opportunity for video creators out there. And I think there are plenty of video creators that are taking advantage of it. But I also think there's a lot of creators out there that, like me, underestimated its viability to at least get you discovered, to get you found, not to necessarily make you the big dollars, the big billions or something like that, not necessarily any of that, right? But to just get eyeballs on your stuff, because if there's something I've discovered from YouTube, it's hard to get people to even look at your stuff. Twitch, it's hard to get an algorithm to share your stuff. Twitter, it's hard to get people to care about your stuff. TikTok might present a tremendous opportunity that these other platforms simply do not offer. So, with all that being said, I want to continue making more TikToks and see what I can do with the platform, see if I can grow on it, see if I can find some level of success there, and see if I can just find enjoyment in creating for a different platform that I'm not used to creating for. So I will fill you in on the details of that as we progress. I'll have a follow-up podcast at some point to talk more about what I find out, but I will continue to make more TikToks. In the meantime, I definitely recommend you follow me on TikTok at Weston Hasty and watch my viral TikTok sensation. Hey, look, he's watching me. 31 seconds of pure hilarity, I hope. That's going to do it for this podcast. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. I hope you guys enjoy this shorter form content. You might be noticing I went from an hour down to half an hour again. I'm kind of trying to slip back into doing this daily, but a little bit more bite-sized and with a little bit more energy. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy this format. I found that when I was doing the longer form hour-long, I enjoyed doing that, but I also really missed doing this more often and covering topics a little bit more concisely. So I hope you enjoy this format. The podcast, it's an experiment. Will I ever be done tweaking it? No, never. That's going to do it. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. If you've enjoyed this, please follow me on all my socials or whatever. There's links in the description. Follow me on Twitter at Weston Hasty. Follow me on TikTok, Weston Hasty. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Magic Man Mo. Follow me on Twitch, Magic Man Mo. Go to my website, westonhasty.com. All the links are there. That's it. I'm wrapping this up. I don't have an outro. Goodbye.